Hey everybody, I am your host Chris, K-R-I-S, and I haven't done a vlog in a very long time, so I decided, we really need to get those back on track. We really need to get them back out onto YouTube, and I didn't really know what to do or what to say because, vlogs, you have to have some idea of what you're going on about. But then I realized every month on Patreon, I always give out like an update, a list, talk about what's going on with me a little bit, plans for the future. Then there's all the sucking up and being like, oh, thank you so much, all that good stuff. And I was thinking, well, that's always public anyway. It's just I don't link it anywhere except for maybe Facebook and Twitter. So maybe if I just made the updates monthly for Patreon as a video, it would be better because I can get more out there to everybody. I can get more detailed with it, and I can just really explain my hopes and ideas for the future. I'll also be reading out some of your questions I told you all to ask me last night before I made this video. So if there's anything I didn't think about, you might be able to jog my mind and fill out some important information some people would like to know. First off, thank you so much for supporting me for another month on Patreon. To the ones who did, it is as always super important, and I'm eternally grateful. I have plans coming very soon. I bought a new game. A new game meaning an old game. It just hasn't arrived yet, and I will be playing it on stream. And I haven't revealed what the name is yet because I didn't want to get people hyped over nothing. But I'm going to do it because I'm not waiting another few days to upload this video. I bought Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2. I recently played Grand Theft Auto 4 for the first time. Well, finished GTA 4 for the first time on stream a few months ago. And it was easily one of the best playthroughs I've ever had. Like, personally, on a fun level, I loved it so much. But, that's gone. It's all gone. I plan on doing what I did with Spyro, where I'm going to be playing GTA 3, then directly uploading it to a YouTube, to this. But I want to give everybody a big warning first. Rockstar was one of the companies back in the day when Let's Plays were really taking off that were dead set against their gameplay being used. Now these days you'll type in Grand Theft Auto 3 walkthrough playthrough part 1 and you'll see a million videos uploaded and you're like, Chris, but these are fine. I don't trust it. I don't trust it, and I'm not taking too many risks, So I'm gonna upload the playthrough. I'm gonna upload all of GTA 3 and I'm going to have it all set out for you guys. But if I get even one warning, one email, one anything, the whole thing is getting taken down. If episode 1 has a strike, if you get 3 strikes, your channel is gone. But if episode 1 gets a strike, not a notice is fine. I just won't get any revenue off a video that has a notice. But if it has a strike, the whole 200 part playthrough is gone in an instant. So watch it while it's there, because you never really know if it's going to be there for long. That's just me being paranoid as someone who's been making these videos around the time channels, YouTubers were allowed to play most games, but still during the time when Rockstar were like, nah man, we'll get you, we'll sue your ass, we'll delete your channel. A lot of big issues could arise. So I'm just paranoid because I've been around, my first Let's Play video was my first ever video. It was Tenchu 3 versus my friend in 2007. 3 years before PewDiePie had a channel, about 4 years before Markiplier even knew what YouTube was. So I've been around a long time. So I knew all the dark stuff these game companies would do to these channels, and I'm just a little paranoid over it. But I'm hoping it'll be fun. I might turn off the music. I might just, at one point you weren't allowed to have cutscenes, but you're allowed to play the game. But we'll see how it goes. The GTA 5 is all over the the website. So who knows? Who knows? I'm just saying, if you wake up one day and you're like, I want to watch the new episode of GTA 3 and it's not there, you'll know why. Second, last month I talked about how I was planning a Tenchu 4. And I bought it on eBay, and some of you know that keep up with me. It got lost in the mail. Tenchu 4 got lost in the mail on the way to my house, and I got a refund. I didn't ask for the refund. They were like so apologetic. We were like, oh man, I'm so sorry. This never happens. You know, we have like a 99.6 rating. We sell all kinds of products. We're so sorry. Here's your money back. And I didn't even get a chance to reply. I was like, no, I'll just buy another copy off you. I'll just buy. Then they give me my money, and I was like, kind of awkward now. You know, will they know it's me if I bought the same game again? You know, so I was like, I'll just leave it for a bit, and I'll try an emulator. Because every other user, I bought the game for like €6. Every other freaking user on eBay is like €40, $40. And I'm like, man, I had this game for €6, and this guy from China wants to make me wait 2 months for it to arrive for 40, and that's including post and packaging. What? It was free a minute ago with the other guy, but he disappeared. So I decided to try emulators, and I downloaded the PlayStation. It's on both the PlayStation Portable, the PSP, and the Nintendo Wii. And I was like, I have a PSP emulator. I'm just going to download that. So I downloaded that and I looked at it and I was like, it looks alright. The tree on the left looks a little funky. So let me look up a YouTube video on how it looks on the Nintendo Wii. And I looked at it and I was like, damn, that's a big ass difference. That's a big difference, man. I'll try to pop up some screenshots. The Wii version versus the PSP version. Actually, I'll put the PSP version up first. Look at the tree on the left. And then look at all the fog and the smoke and the beautiful stuff on the right on the Nintendo Wii. And the lighting and, oh, so much better, you know? So I downloaded the Nintendo Wii emulator version. And I haven't tried it out yet. But I'm hoping it's okay. The interwebs has it at 3 out of 5 stars. Which means it's probably playable with some frame rate issues. And there's a chance a cutscene might disappear and the last boss won't work or something like that. But if something like that does happen, I'll just have to buy it on eBay for €40 and just be like, here we go, everybody. Yeah, enjoy. So regardless of how I get to play it, we will be playing it. Tenchu 4, the final Tenchu, is coming soon. Unless I buy an Xbox 360 and a Tenchu Z, which isn't even a main story game. It's just 50 random missions that repeat themselves, which is why I've never played it. But everybody asked for it. It's my most asked, requested game of all time. What else? Anything going on with me? You know, I always say this in the Patreon posts. Something going on with me. I was sick recently. A lot of people know that. I busted my chest. I don't know how I did it. I don't even know. No, I know how I did it. I bent over. But I don't, I went to the doctor, got x-rays, got blood tests. It's not a heart issue, it's a muscle or something. They didn't even know. They were like, yeah, your guess is as good as mine. You probably pulled a muscle. You probably messed up and you're just getting spasms over and over again. It's been about 3 weeks now and I'm still getting them. So it's not as frequent as going. I'm like 90% better. So another month and I'm fine. It really pops up when I'm stressed. You know, and I you know, sometimes you get a little stressed, and I think that's what caused it in the first place. The initial bullshit, you know, what messed me up. I was stressed over something, and I got messed up. But I'm all right now. It's all good. It's all good. I had to quit a stream playing Spyro like 2 weeks ago or last week because I wasn't able to continue. It was like but I'm much better now. I also have Spyro 3 ready to go at any point. Spyro 3 will be coming and I'm pretty excited for that. As well as Neo or Nio or Niho. I don't know how to say the name, man. I'm going to have to wait till I get to the main menu and hope they do a Resident Evil thing when you press the start button. Resident Evil, you know? I hope they say Neo. or maybe I have to watch an interview from a game developer. I have no idea how they pronounce that game. It's like Titus and Titus from Final Fantasy X. You play the game, you're all saying Titus, Titus, Titus. Then you watch the behind the scenes documentary, and the voice actors are going Titus, and you're like, nah, you're all wrong. I'm right. Fuck the voice. The voice actors don't know what they're on about. But it's like that. But I have that game planned, and I want to do Bloodborne in the future also. But I hear Bloodborne is like the best of the best of the soul type games. So if Nioh is not as good, it's good to do that first and just enjoy it instead of playing Bloodborne and then coming back to Nioh and going, man, this game not as good as Bloodborne, is it? Nah, you don't want that. My chest is sore now. Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of good games lined up, which is very rare for me. My big dream game to have to play sometime is a Hitman game. I hear they're getting a full release. Every DLC and everything is collector's edition or complete edition or something like that. I'd love that. I know it's not a game everyone would like or would watch, but for me, my own time, and when I say my own time, I mean these days stream, which leads me to a big topic I wanted to talk about, retiring from YouTube. If you do watch my videos regularly, you probably noticed that I haven't actually started a YouTube playthrough. No webcam, dedicated to YouTube, not reading stupid chat. No offense. But, retiring from YouTube. I've pretty much essentially retired from YouTube, haven't I? It's like, it's such a natural thing that has happened. It's just gone. I'm no longer really a YouTuber. If I just pretend for a second I didn't have Twitch and I didn't upload a Twitch video, it'd be months since my last actual YouTube video that you wouldn't count as Pokemon or Crash. It's been so long. So, I wanted to address that. I am not retiring, but I would say I'm somewhat semi-retired from YouTube. I still have certain games that I will only ever play as a YouTube game. I hate reading a lot of dialogue, especially, I edit a lot. I'll be reading a list. If you listen to me talk here, I can't get through a sentence without restarting a different sentence. I was like, is there any milk? Oh, what if there's cereal? That's how I speak. So when I'm reading something in a video game, if you listen closely to the background music in the fatal frames and if I ever do a Final Fantasy, you'll hear that loop, the music loop. That's because I was halfway through a sentence, wasn't happy with it, and reset the entire thing. Which is fine when I'm playing on Twitch because everything's unedited. But when it comes to YouTube, I'm like, I could refine that a little bit better. I spoke about this recently with Spyro the Dragon, which has no reading, but I spoke about how hard it would be if I was doing that as a YouTube playthrough instead of Twitch and uploading to YouTube, because in most games, collecting orbs, or in this case, gems, is something I wouldn't do, or at least I wouldn't show. I'd be like, this is stuff you cut out. Why would I show everybody me collecting 400 gems on an empty level? This makes no sense. I'm not doing that. It's something you'd cut out. So reading a bunch of dialogue on Twitch would kill me. Plus, I'm reading the chat and I'm talking randomly about, commentary. And it's just so much. So if I ever do a game like Final Fantasy, I'd rather do it for YouTube and just cut so much nonsense out. Like Final Fantasy 8 is my favorite. The first 30 minutes of that game, you're going through junction after junction tutorials. I'm just, we're coming back. The teacher's going to be like, let me explain magic to you. And then within half a second, it's going to be, all right, let's continue going on. I'm not going to be like, X. Sorry, guys. Direct upload to YouTube. Nothing you can do about it. Enjoy the next 5 minutes. Hate that. So there's still going to be certain YouTube videos that are going to be just for YouTube. Including horror games. Horror. That's such a difficult word to know what you're saying, isn't it? Horror. Even spelling it is difficult. Horror games. Horror. They're always going to be YouTube exclusives unless it's a replay, except for Resident Evil, because I'm not very scared of those games. But horror games, are so immersive and so important. It's so important to have the light off or be in the zone. And when you're recording a video, a let's play, a playthrough, whatever you want to call it, your immersion's already broken. Because I have the microphone here, and I have the game here, and I have like the audio and the gameplay's recorder here that I occasionally look at to make sure it's going okay. And that breaks your immersion as it is. So when you are in the middle of like Fatal Frame and you're like, oh, where's the ghost? Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let me check my audio. Everything's working all right. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. And when you include chat asking questions like, "Hey Chris, did you watch this movie last night?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I did it. It's all right." Oh, look, a ghost. Huh? You know, like, oh yeah, it kills the game. It destroys it. No point in playing it. If I do Fatal Frame 2, which I will, it's going to be YouTube, because there's no way in hell I would allow all this extra stuff ruin. I may as well play it right now with the curtains open and having a snack and the volume off, you know, the saturation and the brightness turned up to make it all pretty, you know, and just get rid of any kind of horror vibe. May as well do that. So that's horror games, and maybe games with a lot of reading like Parasite Eve 2 will always be YouTube exclusive. But yeah, for the most part, I would consider myself semi-retired as a YouTuber currently. I could always come back and be like, let's go hardcore on YouTube. It's just that you get so much more done on Twitch. You know, 4 hours recording and streaming at the same time. That's 2 in 1, you know, that's 2 in 1. And I've really grown to love interacting with everybody and just talking to them, like asking them how their day is. They ask me how my day is because they're nosy. But I'm like, yeah, I like learning their names, and you know, it's such a much tighter community, you know, and there's a level of enjoyment. And some people will also be like, well, you can also subscribe over there, which is payment, unlike YouTube, which is free, and you know that does count into it. But I've never done anything in life that I haven't been passionate about. I mean, if that was the case, you know, I'd be you know, working in a bank or something. You wouldn't want to trust me with counting numbers. You know, I won't steal a dime, but you know, don't ask me math. But I'd be working in a bank or something if you know, money was a factor in it. It's all about the passion. All about the passion. Love making videos. Love streaming. And streaming lately, currently, is my number 2 passion behind art, which has come back into my life in a big way. And I'm no good at it. But give me a year and we'll see where we're at. It's all about improvement. But yeah, so semi-retired from YouTube, except for certain types of video games. Long ass games like Bloodborne and Neo and Grand Theft Auto will always be a Twitch thing. You know, if I do Persona 3, that has some reading, but also has a lot of cutscenes and voice dialogue. That'd be fine. It's a Japanese game, so don't expect me to be pronouncing words correctly, but you know what I mean. I also have I want to go back to Yakuza 4, but it's been so long that I feel I'm better off deleting all, and I've never done this, but I'm better off deleting every Yakuza video I've ever uploaded. All like 9, there's only 9 episodes. They're all like an hour long. And restarting the game from scratch when I decide to go back to it. Because right now it's been 2 years since like the last upload. And I have the next upload from 2 years ago, that same night, on my hard drive this entire time. Like part 11, part 10 or something. And, you know, the wall was white and the paint was scrubbed off. It was black. And the webcam was all fidgety, and I didn't have the border. The microphone didn't have a compressor, so it's spiky with the ears. Its overall quality, not even the length since the last one, the overall quality is much lower in every kind of production avenue of it all. And I think it'd be much more better for my immersion, for your immersion, for anyone who even gives a crap. If I were to play that from the start again, and I guess that's kind of the exception because that does have a lot of reading also, but it's also heavy on the gameplay, and I think that's the big difference. You know, a big difference between the two. Whereas Parasite Eve, there's literally like the second day in Parasite Eve 1 when you're in the museum, there's literally 20 minutes of reading about metachlorians or something. What was that about? I forget what that was about. That's Star Wars. But you know what I mean. So I'm going to get rid of all the Yakuza 4 videos and go back to them again at some point, and we'll just, you know, 4, 5, maybe go back to 1, 2. I don't know. I've never played those games. And a magpie just went by. 1 for sorrow, 2 for luck, man. That's what they say. Hopefully the second one will go by next. Yeah, second one. Yay! That might have been a crow. So yeah, that is basically it. When it comes to the updates, Devil May Cry 4 is another one that's coming soon. I played that recently, and again, I'm just gonna restart that again. I only played it for like 5 minutes. I'm not too impressed with Dark Souls remaster, so I might not get that. Might just restart, play a second playthrough of that for Twitch with my PS3 version. It's weird with Dark Souls. Personally, I know so many people are going to disagree, but personally, because of how infamous the frame rate was for that game, especially in Blighttown, you know, I kind of consider it important to play the original 28 frame at best game and go through the frustrations of dropping down to single digits and falling to your death. You know, I kind of, if you're new to the series and you want to play Dark Souls for the first time, I recommend the original, not the remaster with the 60 lock, which we assume. I highly doubt it. I think the remaster is still going to drop to the 40s in Blighttown. But you know, it's just something I feel like it's a badge of honor to go through the crap it's known for. But yeah, that's about it. That's really about it with updates and stuff. I got some questions from everybody here. I got like 3 or 4. I have about 6, but I'm only going to read out a few, and I'll read I'll carry them over to the next videos and stuff. I've gone back a little bit with my comment section, and I'll just read out a few I got here. I don't know how to say this name. Someone Burnside, Komika, is that how you say it? Komika Burnside. Play Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. No. I had Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance back in like 2002, 2003, and I hated that game. It's a really terrible video game. And Mortal Kombat in general is not my favorite type of fighting game. Tekken is where my heart is at. And going from, at the time, you know, Tekken Tag Tournament being one of my favorite PlayStation 2 games, my first PS2 game I've ever owned. Going from that to Deadly Alliance was a massive slap in the face. Like, that game was terrible. And Liu Kang dies in the beginning. You know, Liu Kang is the protagonist of the franchise. And he's getting screwed over in the reboot, which makes no sense. You know, they went back in time. They didn't change his genetics. You know, he's still Liu Kang. Why is he getting his ass? Let's not get into it. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, no. Never. That was one of those PS2 games I got rid of as a kid, and I didn't even think of it till just now. I used to have a huge stockpile of video games in alphabetical order, and it was in a giant cupboard to the point where I ran out of room and had to put the games on top of it laying down. And I ended up getting rid of so many to get the prices down on new games. You know, you get rid of 5 games, you just bring them back to the store, and they take €5 freaking off a new game. Scummy. But yeah, I got rid of Deadly Alliance, and I'm never going to play that. If I do play a Mortal Kombat game, it will be like Mortal Kombat 11, 12, the 2D ones when they come out. And I'm probably not going to play those. Any chance of doing Nightshade? Igor. Man, there's 2 negative comments back to back. So for those that don't know, Nightshade is the sequel to Shinobi on the PlayStation 2. The game I played a few months ago that I was raging through. I hate that game, man. I I love Revenge of Shinobi. I never played much of Shinobi 3. I didn't even know it existed till like 3 years ago when I downloaded it on a Sega emulator, but the jumping mechanics were off, so I couldn't get up a wall in level 3, which was sad. Revenge of Shinobi is one of the best games I've ever played. Shinobi on the PS2 is one of the worst PlayStation 2 games I've ever played. PS2 era games, you know? I hated that game. Hated that game. That was brutal. The only thing I like about it is the scarf animation is 60 frames. It was sputtery smooth. But the boss fights, the level design, I wasn't a fan of it. It's easily one of my most hated games, and I don't really have a negative. I try, you know, I kind of water down my negativity towards a game when I'm playing it for YouTube because little things. I've spoke about this before. Little things in games make me love a game, but little things in games make me hate a game. Like the smallest thing will make me fall in love with a game. Whether it's the sunset and bloom of Life is Strange, or the snowfall of the heliport being purple instead of white in Metal Gear Solid 1. You know, those little things make me love a video game. No matter how good it is, if it doesn't have the small things, I can't get on board with it. You know, soundtrack's important, all that stuff's important. But the little things can also make me hate a game. Chris, this game is perfect. Why do you hate it? Well, on level 3, when you go over to this toilet, as you can see, it has nothing special about the coloring. It's all white. The mirror's broken. It doesn't have a mirror. You know? It's like those little things. But I freak out when I see mirrors in games. I'm like, this game has a mirror. This is amazing. You know, because it's making a mirror in a video game is a big deal. Yeah, I spoke about that before too. So I hate Shinobi. It has none of the little things I love, and it has a bunch of the little things I hate, and a bunch of the big things I hate with video games. Having said that, probably. I'll probably play it at some point. I'll probably play Nightshade at some point. It'll be most likely a rage through of me hating the game, and the YouTube comments are going to be filled with people, you know, who look up the game. They have so much nostalgia for it, like, oh my god, Nightshade, I played this when I was 12. I'm going to watch this playthrough. How dare this guy be cursing out my game? I hate this guy. Dislike. Talk crap in the comments. So it's probably going to be like that. But maybe I might play Nightshade. But I hated Shinobi. Hate it. And I hear this game's not as good as Shinobi. People love Shinobi. That's a loved game. People love that game. You know? And I look up the YouTube comments of any other user besides me, or Game Facts, or other game forums. People loved Shinobi. I'm like, damn, and they hate Nightshade. So if I think Shinobi's a terrible game, and the worst game the fans have of it, it's like, dude, hell no. But yeah, I'll probably play it. You know, it's a video game. How worse can it get? Indie Bob. Bat Luke Pants. That's the first time I've ever said the last part of that name. I've never seen it before. I've recently increased the font size on my monitor, so I'm seeing words I've never even noticed before. Would you ever think about doing little list videos again, like your Tenchu bosses video? I would totally be down for that. But the thing is, I don't want to be stealing other people's content on YouTube, or sending them a bunch of emails asking them if I can use their footage. So I would have to record the footage myself. So if I did like top 5 favorite bosses of all time, unless I already have that game recorded and up on YouTube on my own channel, I'd have to play that game and get to that point, just to record like 10 minutes of that footage, and then use as a video source, because it's all about the quality, you know. I can't just talk about it, and I can't just show images. When you watch Mojo, and they'll be like top 10 hardest video games, and they give references of the videos they use from the other users, but they have all this footage. They wouldn't have the fans they have if they didn't have the footage. It was just some dude in a webcam going, okay, so the next favorite boss is Seymour Fight 3 from Final Fantasy X on top of Mount Gagazed. I couldn't find a non-blurry picture of him on Google Images, so I drew a picture of him. He's in stick figure form, but I wrote his name over his head so you know which character it is. So this is him here. Yeah, You know, so it's the lack of footage that makes that difficult. But I would totally do another list video if people want. Ask what kind of list video, and I'll think of it. And if I can get it together, then I'll do it. You know, top 5 favorite characters, top 5 most hated characters, top 5 favorite side characters, top 5 favorite sidekicks. Barry from Alan Wake would probably be on that list. You know, top 5 hottest men, hottest women, top 5 favorite non-brown haired white protagonists. You know, like I could think of all that stuff and it could be fun, but it's just getting the footage that's the issue, you know. So yeah, I'll do one last comment. All right, one last question. Have you ever considered doing game reviews? Yes and no. When I beat a game and the credits are rolling, I kind of use that as my game review. I've been thinking about lately, if I'm doing the game on Twitch or something, as soon as the credits start rolling, I can switch to like vlog mode with this setup and just do a little mini review and be like, hey, you know, let's talk about it here. Then upload this as a separate video. But at the same time, it'd be weird if the final part of the video was me going, okay, here's my thoughts on it. And then, well, you have to watch the vlog to know that what my thoughts on it were. Or maybe I'll give my some light thoughts. Like, this game was really good. I like this, and this. And then the credits are done. I'll be like, okay, see you next time. And then I make the vlog about it and I go into deeper detail. I've thought about it. But again, you know, I probably wouldn't do a scoring system because again, little things matter to me in video games, and little things can, like, I'll destroy a game. I'll be like, you know, The Last of Us is a great game, but I want a reason why the entire world got infected. No way in hell. Here's Last of Us. Tess gets infected and dies, right? Tess gets infected. She's like, look at this girl, look at Ellie. This is 3 days. And she's like, this is an hour. And it's like all over her body. This is 1 hour. Nobody's getting on the plane. Nobody's getting out of the country. Why did Ireland, Australia, Japan, all these islands get infected? As far as we know, it's not airborne. It takes years for a room to get filled up with that gas. No way in hell. Suspension of disbelief, not a chance. Not a chance. That's not happening. You know, I'd be like, games a 10 out of 10 till this part wasn't explained. 8 out of 10. And could you imagine the comments after that? How dare you knock points off The Last of Us for something like that, Chris? It's a fantastic. What about the gameplay? Yeah, the gameplay's great, but that annoyed me. You know, like the little things, and that's not even a little thing. That's a big thing. You know, little things. It's all about it, man. I'm all about the micromanagement. That was me as a kid. That's me my entire life. I'm a perfectionist, and I'll like, right now I'm really back into art major. I've made so many. I spent weeks on projects, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. Then I looked at it and I was like, nah, you know, I could do better, because I've gotten better since I started this project. If I restarted it from scratch, it's going to be even better, and it's going to probably not take as long, so I'm just going to delete it. I'm not going to upload it, just delete it. It's gone. So I've been a perfectionist. It's one of my biggest flaws as a human being, how much of a perfectionist I am, which is funny because I love flaws in human beings. I love people who aren't perfect. You know, I love people who have, like, maybe they have some kind of emotional issue, and as long as it's not too far crazy. I don't like smoking either, but you know, I like flaws. I like flaws. I like people who have a vulnerability to them, and that's one of the things I love about making videos, because I try to put out my personality, and I try to put out my who I am as a person, and I think that's what's made so many people stick around for so many years. You know, I have this human side that I like to display, and then I kick ass with some machine level style gameplay that no one else can match. Yeah, I'm a badass. What can I say? But doing game reviews, I do game reviews when I beat the game and the credits are rolling. My final thoughts on it, but I have thought about doing bigger ones. I do have other questions, but this is carrying on a little long. I will get to your questions in the next vlog whenever I do one. Um, don't worry. And if you have other questions, just ask them. So yeah, if you have questions and you want to have it read out on this video or the next video, leave it in a comment down below in the comment section, or send it to me on Twitter or anywhere. You know, just ask me a question anywhere you want, and I will answer it in a video. Even if you don't expect it to be asked in a video, it'll probably be asked in a video, because I do ignore some questions sometimes. I can't go into proper detail without having several different paragraphs, and you don't want to be reading all that. So video's a better format sometimes. But that's all for now, and I guess this is a I'm gonna try to make this a new vlog series with no schedule, because I suck at schedules. But I'll try to make this a new vlog series, Patreon monthly update. But it needs a better name than that. Maybe you can think up a couple of names. Help me out a little bit. This is kind of like a mini podcast when you think about it. I have thought about doing a podcast in the recent, but you know, that could be on the table for the future too. I just have nothing to talk about. I don't go anywhere. You know, hey, yeah, I went down to the lake yesterday. I saw some slugs and leeches in the water, so I didn't go in it. Hell no. See you next time on podcast number 2. You know, what the hell. But yeah, so leave your comments below if you have any. Thank you again for another month of support on Patreon. If you haven't subscribed to me on Patreon yet, then greatly consider it, because it's what's keeping everything afloat and helping me out in amazing ways. And you know, it helps me buy the games. It helps me, you know, buy equipment when stuff breaks down, and you know, it's hopefully going to help me have a normal life, decent life at some point. Would be great. I have an overall set goal, and if we ever reach that, that'd be fantastic. You can also subscribe over on Twitch. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch at AloversGaming, or twitch.tv/AloversGaming. All the links will be in the bottom of this video. Or if you're watching 5 years from now, maybe YouTube's moved it back to the right or the left where it used to be, and you can look at it there. I'd rather it that way. I miss going, you can look at the link. But this is all. I have been your host, Chris, K-R-I-S. And thank you so much for sticking around for so long and being such alright people. Bye and enjoy your day. So, yeah. Bye-bye.